Getting smooth 3D camera movements like this in After Effects can seem like one of the hardest things to learn, but it's actually a lot simpler than you think. In this video, I'm going to give you 3 tips to take your animation from looking stale and linear to that smooth feeling you've always been chasing. Today, we're going to be recreating this animation right here. If you want to follow along with the tutorial, I'll have a project file linked in the description. Our first step is using lots of null objects. Once you have your project file open, the first thing we're going to do is add a camera. So right click, press new, and add camera. I have mine set to 50 millimeters, but you can set it to whatever you want. So press OK. Now we're going to add 5 or 6 null objects. So press new, null object, and just repeat this. Okay, so once we have them in the timeline, we're going to make sure every null object is 3D. So click here and just drag all the way down. Also, if the Spotify thing isn't 3D already, make sure you check it. Next, after this, we're going to go over to this parent and link column, and we're going to take the pick whip tool that you see right here from the Spotify and bring it to our first null object, which is null object 72. Then we're going to go to null object 72 and parent that to 73, and then 73 to 74, and so on. Now that everything's set up, we're going to set up our scene. So let's go up here to this tool right here, the dolly tool. You can use it to zoom out. Then you can use this tool. This moves the 3D scene. So we're gonna move this over to the left a little bit. And then this is the orbit tool, which you can move the object like this. I'm gonna zoom in. I wanna start from this bottom right corner over here. You can set it to however you want. Next thing we're gonna do is set our first keyframe, which is gonna be position. We're also gonna set our rotation keyframe. We can go ahead and just keyframe all of these just in case we move other layers. And then what you're gonna do is press U to show all your keyframes. We're gonna move forward in the timeline, and then we're gonna mess with our position. So let's move this up higher, and then we're gonna move this a little bit to the right, and we're gonna wanna go to this first word. Just set it so it works. I'm gonna zoom in, and I'm gonna wanna mess with the orientation. There we go. I wanna lean this forward a little bit. And we're gonna get this kind of in the center. You see these outlines right here on my screen and this little plus sign. If you wanna get that up like me, just go right here and have it set to title action save. You can set it to other things. You have a proportional grid, whatever you want, but I'm gonna keep it at this because I like this. Now you can go ahead and delete these because we're not gonna need these anymore. Let's play back the animation. Ooh, kind of slow. Here's a secret tip. If your playback is really slow, change your settings from full, change it down to quarter. But don't forget to change this back when you render it. Let's go ahead and save the project. And let's look at our scene. That's our first animation.
Wow, man.
But not smooth like I promised, right? Well, that's where we select our keyframes and we go to easy ease. Now we're about to get real smooth. You can select them and press F9 on your keyboard to ease them, or you can right click, keyframe assistant, easy ease. Once they're easy eased, you're gonna select them, go into the graph editor right here, and you should see this speed graph right here. If you don't see it, right click and select speed graph. If yours looks like this, just switch it. Then we're gonna select these back end keyframes, select these. We're gonna move this forward. We're gonna move this forward too. So it kind of looks like a mountain. So it starts up slow, speeds up, and goes out slow. The graphs feel a little too intense, so I'm gonna bring this up over here so it starts off faster and goes in slower. I think that's good. All right, let's see the playback. Boom, you see that? Smooth, smooth. Now, we're gonna add our next keyframes. So instead of putting it on null 72, we're gonna go ahead and press U to close our keyframes. We're gonna go to 73, press P on our keyboard, start this, press R on our keyboard, select all these. Now this brings us to our next step.
This is exactly what I've been waiting for.
Always have motion.
Oh, shit.
Now I have motion and I stay with motion, but if you don't have motion, then your animation is not gonna look as smooth. For example, let's say I have these right here, right? And I wanna move it over here. Let's play that back. You see how it's still smooth, but it's not exactly the smoothness you want? It's because we're not always having motion. there's a stopping period right here between these two keyframes. So what you want to do is grab the keyframes and start it off while this animation is still going and hasn't finished yet. So while this is moving, the other animation's already started.
Nice.
See that? It's smooth. All right, now let's animate for real. So this next part of the animation, I want it to end off somewhere right here. Let's mess with the orientation a little bit. We're gonna put this last word in the middle. Boom. We're not gonna need these keyframes, so I'm gonna go ahead and delete them. Again, F9 or right click keyframe assistant easy ease. We're gonna go to our graph and we're gonna make that same graph slow in, slow out. Let's go ahead and save the project because who likes it when it crashes? Not me. I'm gonna extend this a little bit and then I'm gonna put this about right here. Now let's go to our third null object. Again, P, rotation. And then we're gonna adjust it to our liking. Let's move our position back over here to this text. I also think I wanna mess with the orientation. Have it like faced at a different angle this time. We're gonna zoom out a little bit, recenter. Then what you get is how you like it. F9, same graphs, boom, boom. I don't have many plugins, so you might see other people with Flow. I don't have Flow, so bear with me. So again, we're gonna drag this a little before the start of this, a bit of an offset, so we always have constant motion. Let's go ahead and take a look at the playback. You see how smooth that is now? And then we just repeat the same process. We go to the next position. I think right about here is good. Now let's go to rotation. Animate those, press U so they're all up. And we're gonna go all the way to the right to the end of the animation. I think I wanna zoom in too, so let's zoom in. F9 again, adjust your graphs. I didn't need these, so I'm gonna delete them. Gonna position it right here. All right, let's play back the full animation, see what we're looking like. And of course, you're not gonna get it exactly how you want it the first time. So you always have room to go back and tweak it until you get it to the best of your liking. I'm gonna extend this all a little bit because I think some of these further animations are going too quick. So just keep messing with the keyframes until you find something that you like. This is what I ended up liking. It's not the same as the original, but it's pretty similar and I thought it was smooth. So boom, boom, boom. Tough, am I right? Kinda tough, kinda tough. And that just goes for the same for any project you're animating. Just use a lot of null objects and make sure the keyframes are offset. Okay, let's play this back one more time with sound this time. That's so fire. That's so fire. Okay. Well. Sorry guys, my girlfriend made me nervous. She was looking at me. Anyways. Okay, so that's kind of fire. And that brings us to our third step. Step number 3 is, I don't know what step number 3 is.
Oh, no. No.
I didn't plan this far, guys. Please forgive me, please. The third step is like and subscribe. I know, it's a hard ask now, but your guys' support goes a long way. I'm trying to get to 50 subscribers by the end of the month, so help me out, y'all. And this is my first tutorial, so let me know if there's anything I should change, or let me know down below what I should do a tutorial on next. If you guys want the full edit, which I'm about to play in a few seconds, it's 50% off on my Payhip right now. Go check it out. But other than that, thank you guys for watching. Peace.